Hey guys, Desi here, and today I just want to go over trade recaps for October 24th and go over what I took and why I took them. So starting off on the day, futures were gapped up overnight. However, they came back down, and I was eyeing this 1 hour supply zone here. You can see it on the 2 hour as well, even on the higher time frames. This is a really nice supply on SPY before we get some fluid movement to the upside above 380. So I was watching that going into today and seeing if we could make a push for it. In the morning, we did make a push for it. We had a lot of news, so there's a lot of volatility in the morning. As you can see, these candles are absolutely insane. We had this gap candle here at the news, and we're basically just trading within this range until we get the breakdown of here. So what I like to do, as I was on voice, I was on live, so I had something like this drawn out. I always try to identify the trend a little bit early during the day and see if we get a breakdown of the trend. So the trend broke down, and the price is down here. However, we did come up here for a wick, and this is where I entered puts. My initial entry, I would have liked it a little bit higher, but you guys can see we didn't get that. So I took it off the wick here, and I would have had my stop loss right above the EMAs. I know exactly where my risk is, and my target was back to this low or this opening price here near this lower day at 375. So I caught this move here to downside, and we got a really nice move to about 374.9. My price target hit, and then we just retested the EMAs for a further breakdown. So something good, about this is like when you see prices moving violently, and there's like having $1 candles or 80-cent candles. It's nice to take plays like this because just from this move alone, it's at 376.7 all the way down to 374.6. These 4 5 candles right here alone were a $2 move on SPY, and premium spiked over 60%, and I scaled out all my contracts. Most of my contracts were scaled out at 40%, and then I had runners scaled out at 60%. However, I did fumble this one because I was on voice calling this play out. However, I was muted, so some people got later entries off the text alert because we did move so fast. So that was a mistake on my part. However, we still got a really nice move on SPY breakdown of this channel. So the next play I took was actually down here. So I took I took more SPY puts off this breakdown, and I really didn't realize I didn't really see this to the left of Friday's open or Friday's close. So it's kind of a rookie mistake. This is Friday's high day where we actually bounced from. And we were in drawdown here. However, I told everyone to take more here because this is the best risk to reward if you want to add puts, because one, we're in the opening price, so we had a bounce rejection. This should reject here. Also above the 21 EMA, I told everyone I'm cutting. This would also be above the opening price. So we caught this nice move down for the average, and we caught a really solid dollar move down on SPY just to make us go green, just like that. So I always tell people if your trading plan is still there. So I bought puts here waiting for this breakdown to happen. However, we were in drawdown, but as you guys can see, this resistance or supply level was still here. We had this bounce, and now this is turned into supply. So I was looking for more puts here, and my stop loss would have been right above this 21 EMA. Once again, when you go into a trade, you want to make sure your risk is defined, and you know exactly when you're gonna stop out and where you're looking for profit targets. So once I'm here, I'm looking for a lower day, basically a touch to lower day, just because this is previous. This is also Friday's high. This is also where we got bounced from today. So we did get this bounce up here, back into EMAs until we dropped down even further to this 373.20 level, which was also Friday's price action. So that's the two plays that I really want to emphasize today is this breakdown here of this trend. Identifying trend early is very important. I didn't take anything for the first 30 minutes. I identified my supply zone early on, and I expected a rejection to happen here. Even out with this news candle, this is a very a huge supply zone where sellers are stepping at. As you guys can see here, let me show you guys again. Very nice supply zone on SPY, and I was looking to attack the downside, right off the gate. And then once I identified the trend, we broke the trend, and I took shorts. I took one more scalp for actually about 30% here, and it was actually once this looks like a bad entry because of how the candle is, basically already, price got pushed down after getting pushed up. However, we took this play right when price was still where price was still, the candle was up here next to the 9 EMA. And I'll tell you guys why I took this trade. So we had this bounce here and this bounce here, right? At this 374 30 level. So this right here was kind of like a mini zone I had drawn out, like very small, nothing crazy. Like I literally deleted it right after. But it was something like this because we had a bounce, and now this was a retest and also a retest of the 9 EMA. So we bought the top of this wick here at this 374 3 level, and we basically took it all the way down to this 373 2 level for another 30% gain. Normally, I would not take this if price action isn't as violent as it was today. Usually, I'll take these kind of plays if I see that, we're having $2 candles, $1 candle, 80-cent candles. I just want to make sure price is moving in a fluid way to take these trades. I wouldn't take the trade if price is moving like this because this is just chop and so many wicks to each side. However, once we're getting this nice move down, retesting EMAs, breaking down, I do like to take these kind of scalps for a quick 30-20% gains. And let's bring it to the 5-minute chart. Once again, the 5-minute chart, you can see prices rode below EMA. This is a retest of EMAs into this downside before eventually we bounce from Friday's levels. So those are the 3 trades that I took to the downside, and I took also some lotto puts. Obviously they didn't go too well because we did trend up all day. However, I wasn't sized too heavy on those, and I still walked out really green on the day. And yeah, I didn't trade for the rest of the day because the price action was very slow, and I just didn't want to get caught up in the chop. Even though we had a slow melt up, it just wasn't for my liking. And once again, we got out of the supply, it seemed like, but 380 was right there where we rejected from. So basically we had an hour work day today. I wanted to make sure we finished early. Especially if when price is giving us really good movement like this, where candles are $1, $2 candles. You definitely want to make sure you make the most of it. And I was expecting a little bit of chop this week, just because it is earnings season and price is gonna move crazy due to them. So we did this chop for the rest of the day, and I wasn't really looking to take any other trades. So basically, once again, I identified my trend. I played my EMA retest, and I sold where I found Friday's price action from. No reason to hold these contracts, especially if you're in a balance area. You can hold runners, of course, but I always scale majority of my position by 25 to 30%. So I hope this helps, and until next time, I'll catch you guys.